Cleavers Podcast, Tuesday, March 4th. What's up? Welcome. Yeah, you're on a podcast with a guy who's going to win the Big Ten and his loser friend.
Hey, save it. See what I did there? That was a double entree.
It was a double entree.
Yeah, so that's what instead of entendre, because I'm a more heavy-set gentleman, I say, yeah, it's a double entree.
How many times have you said that in your life?
A couple times. I love a good 2 for $20 from Applebee's. I believe that's the deal. I mean, when you think about it, Greg, haven't you like ordered an entree before and be like, damn, this is good. Wish I had another entree?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I'm surprised to see you leave off the ton because you eat a ton.
See, you tried to get there. You tried it, but you couldn't.
Yeah, I'm a loser now. I don't have as good wit anymore.
You're not a loser, Gregor. You never will be. Also, March the 4th be with you, or May the 4th be with you, whichever one you celebrate. Besides your team getting blitzed by 20 at home in front of senior day festivities, would you say you're in a good spot?
No, very
Oh,
stressed. Very, very stressed, chaotic time in my life.
well, if I can be there for you, do you want me to?
Yeah, always, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm there for you.
I could use a gut to cry on. I can't reach your shoulders.
Don't try to bounce back from that.
I can't reach your shoulders, man. You're 6'9".
Listen, listen. Folks out there need to stop addressing me like I'm shaped like Brian Windhorse, okay? I got a couple extra LBs on me. Damn Skippy, I do. But let's have some respect at the same time.
I think I have significantly more body fat than you, for the record.
Probably not. Probably not. But I do hope to get to the point one day where you know how people hit you with the damn Greg is taller in person?
You want to get the card as skinnier in person?
Yeah, like Car's not as fat as I thought.
I don't think people just assume that you're overweight. I don't think
There's a couple people like in my comments like Cart, like you're like one Twinkie away from like gastric bypass. I'm like, God damn, man. Like I'm not that bad.
I don't think people think this about you. I think we just make jokes.
All right, well, eventually jokes are like spokes. Every bicycle has one. I'm not even proud of that myself. Can we get to the YouTube comment?
Go ahead.
Uh, are you sure you want me to go ahead?
I don't know, man. Just go.
Okay, actually, can I I'm gonna pivot here because all the YouTube comments are being really mean that I'm looking at. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this
What are
while
the
we're
YouTube comments?
I mean, you guys freezing cold takes on a lot of the Illinois, Michigan preview stuff. Someone said we don't understand basic basketball.
False.
Yeah, which is, I mean, we do. So, I mean, I guess I can. Let me see if I can find something that's semi nice at least. Kylan had Danny Boy pissing his pants. Sounds like a grumpy Michigan fan. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. When at full strength, both Michigan State and Illinois are the two best teams with the most March potential from the Big Ten.
I I don't know.
Let's address this with a more fun YouTube thing. Greg, simple yes or no question. Your child that's impending is basically me. Are you happy, yes or no?
If my next child was you,
Yeah, like me in child form. And that's yeah,
does it look like you?
uh
Because that's a hard no from me. Not because you don't look good, but I would never get over the fact that you might have impregnated my wife.
ah
Like
okay, doesn't
if I
looks
if I
like
literally just popped out a baby Carter Elliott it would be the end for me.
That would be the way sleepers would go down, for sure. Okay, it looks like
You sleeping with my wife would be the way the
Mhm.
sleepers goes down for sure. That's a
Yeah,
quote from you for sure. The way that our business ends is you sleeping with Mal.
yeah. We got that out the way immediately when we started this. That's off limits.
Did we?
Yeah, we're not sleeping with each other's wives.
We're not, correct.
Yeah, we're gonna get a text about this one. Can we go? Can we go to the Discord comments now?
Sure.
Join the Discord, please. 9.99 a month on your desktop. One of the great ways to support Sleepers Media and also be part of the great community that is the Sleepers Media Discord. There's incentives involved with it. I'm not going to list them. Come find out for 9.99 a month. Let's see where we go here.
Should we? No, we shouldn't.
What are you going to do?
Well, we could just create a new pricing tier,
And what's that? What's that involved?
just like $5 extra a month, and you get some added perks.
Stop where you're at right now. Okay. Burner 605. Now that Braden Smith has the most assists in Purdue history and has nothing left to prove, what's his transfer portal price? Because Kansas will match that price.
Nothing left to prove. He has to win a national championship. He has a lot to prove.
He does. Saw a funny tweet the other day talking about something involving how Braden Smith has done this and now has a Final Four looming for his senior season. Like that's a given. Insane statement to say. Burner 605 took my girlfriend to the mall Saturday morning. Congrats. To earn enough brownie points to watch college basketball for 14 hours. They don't even leave balls on the putting greens at Dick's Sporting Goods for those bored boyfriend husbands to putt with. You have to ask them. What a joke.
Hmm. Yeah, not a fun place to be. I've been there.
What's your least favorite place to be with your wife?
Ooh, I love going anywhere with you, honey.
Hmm. Okay, I'll text you offline.
In a
Um,
traffic jam is my actual answer.
a traffic jam?
Yeah, once we were in Traverse City and
Yeah.
there was a gas leak. And so they routed everything through like neighborhoods to get back to our hotel. It should have been a 5 minute drive home from downtown, but Google Maps ended up saying it's an hour and a half. And in the middle of that, yeah, some a side of my wife I've never seen, including a side that went out to pee in public.
Yeah, I got a photo of that.
Yeah.
Um, Same old lines. I want you to imagine a world where it's the present basketball season, but magically we now have relegation. Where should we send Kansas to? Bonus points if it really pisses off Burner.
I don't feel like Kansas would get relegated, to be honest.
I need Kansas basketball to tighten the hell up.
Yeah.
For real. Like what are y'all are rocking like your Colorado State. Like
In their
tighten up.
defense, this is what you just did for 3 years, though. Oh no, we're 19 and 10. This is unacceptable.
Mine was way worse.
It was nearly identical.
You think?
The record and the play of the team, 20s on Ken Palm. Yeah, comfortably in the tournament, just gross.
Well, maybe I need to.
That's
We ain't never released a statement after losing a game.
This is how championship programs, how the fans behave. They lose their minds at a 19 and 11 season.
Sounds about right. Boom Fizzle. At the end of the UCLA game, Braden needs 100 to tie and 101 to break the steals record at Purdue. Do you think he gets it by the end of next year?
No, that's so many steals.
That's a lot of steals. I hope he doesn't get it either. Like I don't want Braden to be the steals leader.
Why?
Like that, I don't know. That's a record like Tum Tum wants, not Braden Smith. Mano IDK. Can we get a top five ranking of the best college basketball jerseys? It's hard. I'd be hard pressed to choose which Big Ten script jersey makes the cut because, quite frankly, they are all gas, even Iowa.
Yeah, they are all really nice. That even Iowa hurt. That's my program you're talking about. My favorite college basketball jerseys. I really love UCLA's blue and golds. Even on the road in Mackey, I thought that was like they popped in the dark Mackie weird the color light scheme. I like those. I like Michigan State's 2000 throwbacks that they wear a lot with the big
Mhm.
state up here and the like Aztec stripe on the side. You got any you want to add to the list?
Mm, let me see here. I think the script ones always hit. Those are definitely ones that I like. I'm gonna throw out the most underrated script jersey, Nebraska's,
Really
where
good.
it just says Huskers.
Yeah.
Those those are good. If I could get one that wasn't a Burke Buchtenseller or Connor Sejan, I would.
Yeah.
Um, let's
I,
see.
I think North Carolina's Carolina blue also just belong. You should never like ignore those. And just to round out a top five, I want to throw this out. It's a throwback. They don't wear them anymore. Illinois' national runner-up season with the big blocky white letters.
Hmm.
They should never wear other uniforms than that. Those are by far the gorgeous orange uniforms, and they never wear them.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to the old Marquette uniforms too, like
Especially, yeah.
the Darius Johnson Odom Johns. Um, let's see here. Tingus Pingus, in honor of Alabama, what are some of your favorite examples of teams choking away leads with barely any time left? Can be any sport. I mean, I'm a Lions fan, so choose. So
I
I
don't
gotta
have
say.
any crazy ones off the top of my head.
Uh, how crazy is it? I mean, how crazy is it that the top two teams in the sport are so different personality wise? Duke is like those old Villanova teams, all business, while Auburn talks cash money shit.
Yeah, they're not that different.
Yeah, I think they're more similar than you want to think. Um, let's see here. UConn 99. I know Greg will give me flack about this, but UConn's postseason hopes rest on Terrace having more 32-minute games with 24 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 blocks like he had against Providence.
No, Terrace was great. Yes, your championship hopes do rely on Terrace Reed. Hopefully, he does what he did yesterday more instead of what he's done for the last 3 months.
Best of luck. Let's see here. War chant. Carter, in the words of the bad man, you're welcome. Actually, Sparty is the best. Just celebration troll. 2,243 days. Unbelievable and a bit lucky. One day those boys will get them. I believe in you, G. I Maynard, you guys get to see the Spencer Hubbard show against Illinois. He's probably my all-time favorite Duke walk-on. Who are your favorite walk-ons of all time?
Um,
Mm,
I can tell you my least favorite, Andrew Dockich.
I forgot he was a walk-on for you
He was
guys.
the worst. And then just to like become the worst, he went from Michigan to Ohio State, and it was like, come on, dude. Favorite walk-ons? I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever watched a walk-on actually be anything good.
Yeah. I think my favorite is either Connor George or Kobe Wolleman.
Yeah,
Um,
you've had ones that turn into real players. My walk-ons
yeah.
never play.
I mean, shit, wasn't Kenny Goins a walk-on to start?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
legend. Yeah.
There are some walk-ons I don't like though.
Yeah, we don't need to get into those.
Okay. Let's see here. What's the moment for you? Same old dunks. Same old Lions, sorry. The Big Ten has officially been saved. What was the moment for each of you that to save the Big Ten went from a joke and a prayer to realistic for when it's going to be for that it is going to be saved? It was never a joke. It was always something we hoped that would happen.
The Purdue win for Michigan was when it sunk in that this team was gonna way overachieve.
Makes sense. Um, just snacky. Could Kerry Booth low key be good if he somehow returned next season?
I will just say this: way before the season started, we have a couple people that were able to attend Illinois practices that texted us, and no is my answer based on the text we received in the summer.
Yeah, I'd agree there. Just snacky. What's the letter grade you would give each performance for both teams? Illinois versus Michigan and Wisconsin versus State.
Illinois A minus, Michigan F, Wisconsin C,
Yeah,
Michigan State A minus.
yeah. A minus, B plus, I would say. Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep,
I
that
do
feels
not
about
think
right.
that was Michigan State or Illinois' best game. They were just pretty good.
Yep, I'd agree. Sleeve Nash, the infamous sleeve lines have returned. Overall record, Greg 14-13, Carter 13-14. This
I
week's
love
lines.
Sleeve for this. Sleeve was out for months and just comes right back to it. I love it.
I just realized that too. Dylan Harper and Braden Smith over under 36.5 points.
Over.
Together?
Over.
Over. Mark Sears versus Florida, over or under 20.5 points.
Under.
I'm gonna go over, actually. I'll go over on that one. Braden Smith and Casparis, over or under 7.5 turnovers.
Under.
Over. Kentucky at Missouri. Missouri minus 3.5.
Missouri minus 3.5.
Missouri minus 3.5 as well. Duke versus UNC. Duke minus 13.5.
Duke minus 13.5.
Duke minus 13 and a
I
half.
think this is a 5-0 week for me.
You think so?
I feel really confident this week.
Yeah, we'll see. Got two more comments here. Travis Nelson, Carter answered this partially on Monday's episode, but I need a fleshed out Greg here to answer this. Greg, do you think Murf will be a basketball player, or what other sports do you envision her playing? I could see you making the return to coaching Murf's fourth grade travel team like 8 years from now, but I could also see you being the parent that wants to be as far away from the bench as possible, but also being the biggest fan.
Well, I appreciate that you can see both sides of that. I think it will depend on how Murph views me as I grow up. I'll read the room correctly. Like if she enjoys spending time with me like that, then I would love to coach her. But if it's more of like a dad get out of here thing, then I'm a read the room and give her some space. But yeah, she'll hoop for sure. She likes basketball. Right now, we've been watching a lot of tennis together, and she's obsessed with tennis balls and throwing them for our dog. And she likes to say tennis. So I think that'll probably happen. And she's definitely gonna play volleyball because she's huge, and her mom was a good volleyball player.
Yeah. Uh, Also wish I lived closer because I would love the opportunity to coach Murph at basketball. Uh, Crazy. This is once again Travis Nelson. Crazy stat to me about this year's MSU team. Now 24-5. They are one of 11 Izzo teams to win 24 or more games in the regular season. If they go 1-1 this week, they will be one of six Izzo teams to win 25 or more. If they go 2-0, they will be one of four to win 26 games.
Yeah. Any way you cut up his career, it's been sensational.
Yep.
Trust me, I've tried.
You tried.
It is not easy to cut up that guy's career.
Last one. Today I remember War Chant. Today I remember the late great Lou Hensen, who always said, like a record on skip, that's not who you play, it's when you play them. Also, I'm critical of Underwood at times, want to give him and the players flowers for their reaction to the historic loss to Duke.
That the Purdue legend Lou Hensen?
I thought that was the first baseman for the Yankees.
Lou Gehrig?
No, that's Drew Henson.
Oh man, is that it for the comments today?
Mhm.
All right. We're brought to you by nothing, and we never will be. We're making no money off this. We're just wanting to be compliant and doing a damn good job at doing it. Thanks for watching. The best way to support the show is to join the Discord, and at some point we'll just disappear in the middle of the night, and you'll never hear from us again. Let's get to the show. Who should be the Big Ten Coach of the Year? It's been a hot race up until the final week of the regular season, and I feel like we've heard different names come in and out and emerge potentially as the correct guy. Even going back to the beginning of the season, like at the end of non-con, there were arguments that Brad Underwood was in the National Coach of the Year race. I think before Purdue's four-game losing streak, Matt Painter was heavily in the mix. Then you've got the four teams at the top of the standings right now. You've got Michigan State, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Maryland. There are arguments for all four of those coaches that they've done a good enough job to win Big Ten Coach of the Year. Tom
Mhm.
Izzo's team is going to win the conference. Dusty May's team is going to finish second. Greg Gard and Kevin Willard have both done pretty remarkable things this season, given how their offseason went and/or what they were trying to build off of at the end of last season in Maryland's case. So let's start by this, Carlos. Define who you think the actual finalists should be here. If we were giving out the award for Big Ten Coach of the Year, we could do as many as one finalist and that's it. We could give out five, six finalists if we want to. Who's on the ballot for Big Ten Coach of the Year?
I would have five guys on there. In no order. It'd be Paint, Guard, Izzo, May, Willard.
Putting Paint in with the top group.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I respect losing the back-to-back National Player of the Year, and I think it fell off a little bit. Like I thought he was up there, but that three straight or four straight Big Ten losses, whatever it was, I think puts a little damper into that. But I think him having as good as a year as they've had, even despite that little rough stretch they went on after losing Zach Edey, I think is credit to him.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you're taking that angle, I think it would be point to the 11-1 record in a 12 game stretch from end of December to middle of February. Like they were truly stellar in those games. The difference for me, you know what? I would actually leave off Painter and Willard here. I think there's three that are serious candidates that are each deserving of votes for the league. I think you could add Painter and Willard to the sheet, and if you did, I don't think there's a human being on earth who would vote Matt Painter to win Big Ten Coach of the Year. I don't think there's a human being on earth who would vote Kevin Willard to win Big Ten Coach of the Year. You can
Mm.
add them to be nominees, but those guys don't have a case to me over Tom Izzo or Dusty May or Greg Gard.
Those guys have a chance, or right now have the same record in the Big Ten as Greg Gard does.
They do, but the reason Greg Gard makes my list is the circumstances of their off seasons.
Yeah, I, I
Um,
I agree with you for what it's worth. I'm pulling though what argument they're probably going to try to make if they want to throw those guys
yeah, I mean
on there.
let's just like coming in though, like Purdue was a preseason top 25 team that brought in the Big Ten Player of the Year.
Hmm.
Like I understand the point on losing Edie, but I don't think we can act like Purdue was not supposed to finish fifth in the league.
Right.
Like that's not an overachievement.
Hmm.
And if for sure, Painter deserved serious consideration for this before they lost four straight. Then they got to winning time of the season and lost four straight. To me, that
Right.
should probably disqualify you from winning Coach of the Year. As far as Maryland is concerned, I wouldn't hate if Kevin Willard is on the list, but to me, I just wouldn't give him the same edge that I give Greg Gard because I think that Greg Gard's team number one was picked a little bit worse than Maryland was. Maryland came in as like a top in the 30s nationally per the analytics services, and I think was in the mix from Big Ten preseason prognosticators, whereas Wisconsin was preseason 47th on KenPom. Wisconsin's also been analytically the best team in this conference, other than Michigan State, for the better part of the last month. Like there's still a gap between what Maryland has done and what Wisconsin has done, according to the metrics and how good this team has actually played, and not just their record. So you mix in the fact that his best two players got bought away from him. Nobody was paying for Julian Reese to leave, right? Greg Gard had to go to an empty cupboard basically and spits out John Tanji. It's insane to me. So to me, like if you want, you can disagree with that, but I don't think you're going to sit here and make the case that Willard deserves it, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, those are my five that I put on the list. I think there's three that I'm willing to listen to. Like, I think they should win.
Right. And that's Tom Izzo, Dusty May, and Greg Gard. So let's go through it. Out of those three, who do you think should finish third and not win Big Ten Coach of the Year? I have a clear one out of this group of three that should finish third.
Dusty?
I would put Dusty third.
See, this is such a hard thing for me because we talk to other people like you and I, we talk to people about the National Coach of the Year, right? And Pat Kelsey gets a lot of hype for that. And I agree that he should. But a lot of that is based on what he turned around the program from being. And even if this team in Michigan, I find myself making an argument for Dusty here. Uh, in his first year in the Big Ten, he's in a Big Ten title race after last year they lost like what 11 straight conference games and won 8 total games.
Yeah.
So like I do put him third, but at the same time I'm doing the argument for him why he should be, I don't know, second.
The story of Michigan's season has been pretty remarkable given where they came from. in most years, I think Dusty May would have a clear case to just be the runaway coach of the year. But I think the reality is what Michigan State has done and what Wisconsin has been for pretty much all season. Those are pretty singularly special seasons too,
Mhm.
where I think you've got to just sort of hierarchy, stack rank what's impressive to you. This is why I would have Michigan and my head coach, Dusty May, third here. Um, I look up and down this roster right now. Who's playing to their ceiling?
Probably just Vlad.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, again, at points this season, guys
Better.
played. At points this season, guys played better. But can you really watch this product on the floor that scored 49 points at Nebraska, gave up 60 points and a half to Illinois, gave up what 59 and a half to 57 and a half to Rutgers? Like I don't know what this team's doing right now, and it's remarkable that they're in the title race. But I can't imagine giving Coach of the Year to a coach that I feel like has no answers right now. Like Trey Donaldson's way worse than he was 2 months ago. Ronnie Gale's a disaster. Danny Wolf has not improved the way we wanted him to over the course of the season. Those are things that it was all on a tee for Dusty if he just gets them to continue an upward trajectory. That upward trajectory has fallen off a cliff, and I think that has to fall on Dusty a little bit that his team has not been able to find the answers.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And look, this is another case of like we talked about like where paint would have been if we would have took this vote a little while ago. Dusty was the favorite. Probably what before or at what point do you think he flipped from being the favorite?
I mean,
Or was it
in
always
the
either
last
Carr
two
or
weeks,
Dusty?
I think Dusty had a clear case to be the Big Ten Coach of the Year until they lost at home to Michigan State. And
Yeah,
now it's
probably.
it's been two really bad weeks since then.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah. So again, we'll see. He's in a normal year. I think he'd be the runaway coach of the year. And this year, I think there's two guys with better cases. So that leaves us with Greg Gard versus Tom Izzo. You and I may disagree on this, but I don't know. Tom Izzo just beat Greg Gard head to head. Who do you think deserves Big Ten Coach of the Year?
I think Tom Izzo does.
Make the
I think
case.
Tom I think Tom Izzo does because now I'm assuming that Tom Izzo ends this year as the outright Big Ten champion too, as well. I think there's an assumption there. But I don't think you can make a case against him doing what he's done this year. Obviously, Greg Gard has a great year at Wisconsin, but also lost to Michigan State. Michigan State beats all the best teams in this conference throughout the season and wins it outright by themselves. I just don't see how you make an argument against that Izzo not being the best coach in the conference.
Fair argument. It's a totally fair argument. Can I attempt to make the case? Because Greg Gard would be my vote for Coach of the Year.
Please.
Tom Izzo's team is going to win the championship.
Hmm.
Tom Izzo has had a more successful season than Greg Gard. Tom Izzo has had a masterpiece of a year. If he wins this award, I will not even blink. I think he deserves it. I think there are two guys who very clearly both deserve the award this year. Here is why, ultimately, if I had a vote, I would vote for Greg Gard and not Tom Izzo for this award. I can't get over how much they stumbled into this Jace Richardson. I just can't get over it. And they're going to win the Big Ten. It didn't even hurt them. But I can't sit here and watch the version of Michigan State that is so clearly way better than the old version and give Coach of the Year to a guy who didn't immediately prioritize that. I mean, this team started Frankie Fiddler for a month. This team then went from Frankie Fiddler to other guards, while Jace still played 21 or less minutes almost every single night for 3 months. I don't think that helped Jace's like people that try to make the argument that's why Jace looks good right now. No, Jace looks exactly like he did in November, and the staff didn't prioritize it until they needed to beat the best teams on the schedule. Um, Maybe that's hate from me. I don't know, but like I look back that stretch where they played poorly, Cart. You lost at USC. Jace Richardson had 0 fouls, played 20 minutes. Trey Holloman, Jaden Akins, and Jeremy Fears all played more than him. The next night, you lost to UCLA. Jace Richardson had 0 fouls. He played 16 minutes.
Oh,
Played
he's hurt.
Akins.
He got hurt in those games.
He was banged up, sure. Sure. But he was playing. I mean, if he was that hurt, he missed games when he was truly, really out, right?
Okay, keep going.
I'm just saying. Like you go through all these games until Jace Richardson became the leading guy on this team. We did not see this team play to its ceiling. Now we're playing there, but it's a thing that I called out correctly in November, I think, and everyone killed me for it. They should have been treating Jace Richardson like a star all along. Imagine if Wisconsin just benched John Tonji for 2 months. They wouldn't be where they're at. Like Greg Gard came into the season knowing his star is a star and treating him like it. He's optimized this from start to finish. And given what happened to Wisconsin this offseason, it's why I believe he deserves Coach of the Year.
Even if they finish third in the Big Ten.
Yeah. I don't think Coach of the Year should just go to the coach that wins the league. I think it should go to the coach that did the best job. And Tom Izzo did an A-plus job. So did Greg Gard. Like you are picking between two guys who are 100% worthy, but one of them has to get your vote.
Okay, I'm not. I mean, I'm not. Look, I think Greg Gard's done a great job. I'm not going to push back too much on it. Um, I I don't know. Just it working out the way it's worked out, even though we disagree with it, feels like a bad reason to not give him Coach of the Year. Because if it wasn't working and we were losing like hella games, then I'm with you because like we should have been doing that. But it was working, and then it stopped working, and we fixed it.
Yeah, it's about the best version of your team. Are you doing what's best for your team or not? And you're right, they won all the games, so we can't say that wasn't the best version, but it pretty obviously wasn't. And I was trying to say it at the time. With the reason we believe in this team's March ceiling is because they now did it. So, I mean, it's an award for the whole season. They spent 80% of their season not playing through their best player. And the team's great, but that would just be crazy to me if that they're going to win the championship, that's his reward to me. Um, but again, I think Guard starting in November had his team playing with personnel that were the best players on the team to optimize their results.
Oh, that's fair.
But if Izzo wins it, I'm not going to say he's not deserving because shit, he beat Guard head to head. So I see both points.
Should be one of them though.
If it's anybody else, I'll be pretty annoyed.
Yeah,
Even if it's Dusty over one of these two, I would feel strongly that they got it wrong.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Have you seen this like quote unquote like immaculate grid, personality grid type thing in the past?
I think so. Yeah.
So I saw this on Twitter because an Illinois fan was filling it out for their team. And I think the original version of it was a Northwestern one called the Northwestern grid. But basically, there's 9 squares and it has 3 columns: great player, average player, bad player. Then 3 rows: loved by fans, fans are divided, hated by fans.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to fill this out with you and I's program. Or I guess we could collectively do it for the whole Big Ten, but I just thought it'd be fun.
Okay. Was that the one that said that Matthew Meyer was hated?
Yeah.
Was he?
I didn't think so, but maybe how the season ended, maybe.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I feel so. Why don't we do this? Why don't you do it for Michigan State? I'll do it for Michigan, and then we combine to do it for the whole Big Ten.
Okay. This it's tough to do because I think differently than a lot of Michigan State fans.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for your answers, though. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first.
All right, great player loved by fans for Michigan, Trey Burke. That's the pinnacle. Great player, fans are divided. Let's go. Hmm. Let's
That
go.
Pool? Was that Pool?
Yeah, let's go Pool.
That
Great
feels like the
player.
right answer.
Great
Pool.
player, fans are divided. Pool. I like that. And then great player hated by fans is Hunter Dickinson.
Did the fans hate him while he was there?
By the end of it, yeah.
By the end of it? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the right answer. Trey Burke loved and great. Poole divided and great. Yeah, Hunter Dickinson hated and great. Average player loved by fans. Trying to think of a truly average guy and not like give it to somebody a little too good.
Charles Matthews?
No, like why do I want to say like Muhammad Ali Abdur Rahman? Just
That feels
like
that feels
people
about right.
people loved him.
That feels about right.
Let's go Rahman, average player loved by fans. Average player fans are divided. This is the toughest one for me.
Xavier Simpson?
Simpson might have been too good to be average.
Mm.
Or
Well, the thing is, with average player is kind of like good because you have great, average, then bad, So average isn't like as negative as maybe you think.
what about average player fans are divided being Zach Irvin?
That feels right.
Zach Irvin. People gave him a lot of shit I don't think he deserved. And it was, yeah, let's go Zach Irvin as like the neutral one here. And then
Okay.
average player hated by fans. Um, hmm.
An average player that was hated by fans.
I feel like you kind of got to go back a couple years for a guy that we really hated.
An average player who was hated by
Maybe, honestly, Terrence Williams.
Was he hated by fans?
He
Yeah, he
might
was.
be, he might be bad. Maybe he's the bad player hated by fans. No, we can find worse. I like Terrence Williams as average player hated by fans.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then our final column for Michigan would be bad player loved by fans. Is he too good? I was going to say Doug.
I think he's too good.
Spike.
I was gonna say Spike for this one.
Spike Albrecht, bad player
Y-
loved by fans.
Yeah.
All right. Then bad player fans are divided.
Why does this feel like a big should be here? Like a Teskey or or Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan was too good. There's got to be like a genuinely bad player from one of those teams that fans. What about like? I mean, is it too recent to be like Jalen Llewellyn? No,
Murf.
Cam Chapman.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Chapman fans are divided, and then bad player that we hated. You got any obvious ones here?
Bad player that you hated.
Andrew Dockich.
Does he even count?
He counts. He was a player.
All right, Dockage is there, yeah.
All right, Andrew Dockich. All right, so that's my Michigan Immaculate Grid. Great player loved by fans. Trey Burke, great player fans are divided. Jordan Poole, great player hated by fans. Hunter Dickinson, average player loved by fans. Rockman, average player fans are divided. Zach Irvin, average player hated by fans. I don't remember who we said.
Average player hated by fans.
Yeah,
Was it Terrence Williams?
Terrence Williams, bad player loved by fans. Spike Albrecht, bad player fans are divided. I still don't remember. This is harder to remember than I thought. Bad player hated by fans. Andrew Dockage.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Cam Chapman. Bad player fans are divided. All right, do the Michigan State version of this.
Okay. Great player loved by fans. Gotta be Cassius.
Yep.
Great player fans are divided. Is off the court stuff coming to the play here?
It could if you want it to, but that feels like it gets a little icky. But
Yeah. I don't want to actually I don't want to set that precedent. So I'm gonna go great player fans are divided on hmm.
I think there's one that would have fallen into the off the court thing that qualifies for this without the off the court stuff.
What?
Appling. So he was the
Yeah.
first point guard that didn't get to the Final Four. He got a lot of shit for that. He kind of killed them in March that year.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good I was thinking about yeah. I think Ablin's a good pick for that, even without the off the court stuff.
There was a contingent that really loved Keith and a contingent that blamed him for everything.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So
Uh,
Cassius and Appling, then who's a great player hated by fans?
Hogard.
He's not good enough.
A
There's
great.
there's two obvious ones for me here.
Who's it for you?
Joseph Jamal
He ended up being loved.
took a while.
It did take a while, but it ended with love.
Then it's Max Christie.
Is he a great player?
Yeah. So one and done, a legitimately really talented kid. None of his issues were his fault that year, in my opinion. It was the stuff around him.
Mm.
And
I'm
y'all
trying to.
never underestimate your hate for him.
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, to this day, to this day.
I think he's got to be a great player. Unless, is there somebody like greater that you would say fans
I was
hate?
trying to think of maybe a greater player that we're missing.
But you guys don't hate great players, I don't think.
No, we try not to.
Like, who's a
Uh,
legitimately great guy that was just hated?
yeah, let's go with Cormac.
Unless, like, someone from way back, like in the early 2000s.
Mm, no, I feel like Cormac makes sense there.
Okay. All right. Max Christie is the great player hated by fans. To the medium column, average player loved by fans.
Average player loved by fans. I feel this. Try not to do just all recent, but average player that was loved by fans. Matt Costello?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Costello or Gabe Brown.
I like the Costello shout.
Okay.
Okay. Average player fans are divided.
I feel like Joey Hauser could go on a lot of these.
Average
Average,
player fans are divided for Joey seems fair
I think so, yeah.
because he fans were literally divided on him his whole career.
Yeah, that feels right.
And then average player hated by fans has to be Hogard.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
Hogard or Bingham.
I feel like your fans didn't hate Bingham that much till late.
Sure, it's probably Hogard, yeah.
Yeah, let's go Hogard. And then bad player loved by fans.
Oh, bad player, loved by fans. Zapala?
Yeah, that works.
Honestly, Zapala, yeah.
Zappala. Bad player fans are divided.
Carson Cooper.
What about Foster Lawyer? Or did
I don't think fans were divided.
everyone just hated Foster?
Actually, no, it might have been more divided. Honestly, should average player fans divided be Rocket Watts?
I think you guys liked him more than you hated him, though. Everyone just overbelieved in that guy. I don't think anyone was divided on Rocket.
Actually, bad player fans divided. Let's go with Lawyer Foster.
Bad player fans divided, Foster Lawyer, then bad player hated by fans.
Bad player hated by fans. Thomas Kithier.
Okay.
I think so. I think that's one that comes to mind first.
Okay. No, no Marty.
Marty was hated, but Marty's not bad.
He was at Michigan State.
I just feels weird like this rotation like it could possibly be here's the bad player from top to bottom. Zapala, Cooper, Sissoko. Like our recent bigs.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have a whole column for centers.
Right. Like
Yeah. All right. All right, that feels pretty good.
actually, you know who average player fans are divided should be?
Who?
Kohler.
He's towing on great player though.
Is he towing the line?
He's getting there, man.
He's towing. Fans are divided on Kohler.
Yeah, he's getting there though.
He's getting.
He's getting there. Um, do you want to do it for the rest of the Big Ten or do you want to just stop?
I'd like to stop.
Okay, we can stop. That's just great coaching. Me reading the room, telling that you're a little fatigued right now.
Well, honestly, were you drawing some blanks trying to think of good and bad players? I thought that would come a lot easier to me than it did.
I think you made it look easier than me.
I thought you made it look easier than me, my friend.
Final topic today. We're 1 week out from conference tournaments for the five high major conferences that we care about, and I'd like to do a week too early conference tournament winner picks. This could
Hmm.
change in the next week once we see actual brackets come out, but let's just go around the horn with the five big conferences and sort of spitball who we think we'd be buying stock of to potentially win their conference tournament. Before we do this, I want to know this. Are you a guy who always just believes like the best team should win the conference tournament, or do you look for other factors?
No, I like to pick a team that gets hot and then will lose early on in the NCAA tournament.
I like teams that like I can tell motivationally want the conference tournament in a way that others might not.
Like, let's do the Big Ten first.
Okay, let's do the Big Ten first. What team do you want to pick to win the Big Ten tournament next
I'd
week?
cut my left foot off if Illinois doesn't win the Big Ten tournament.
So I was looking at the potential bracket here. There's a pretty solid chance Illinois could get the 8 seed and Michigan State could get the 1 seed.
Hmm.
And if there is a rematch between Illinois and Michigan State, I'm circling that one for a lot of reasons.
I am too. I think Illinois by 15.
Do you want to see Illinois in the Big Ten tournament as a Michigan
No.
State fan?
No. I think Illinois is going to win this. I am so dead ass. They are going to win this.
Why? Just because they're healthy and they want it?
They're healthy. They want it. They want to give the people what they want. This is
What
I
the
mean,
hell does that
they
mean?
just give the people what they want. This is a team that is, well, I guess we're not talking baseball, we're talking brackets here. This is a team that's born on the semifinal. You know what I'm saying? Like they deserve to be there.
I'm looking for reasons they're gonna win. And you just hit me with they want to give the people what they want, man. Like there's some showman. They work in the circus.
Yeah, play the hits, man.
Okay. Here's my only counterpoint to this. Are we sure that Purdue doesn't want it as bad as Illinois? And if they do, would you care?
Is it? Oh, actually, no. That is true because like Purdue doesn't win the regular season, but they still want to show that like we're a banner team.
So there's three teams I believe really strongly will like quote unquote get up for the Big Ten tournament.
Can I push back quickly though?
Yeah, depth.
I'm paint. One, we're not in a good position. Two, I'm throwing the Big Ten tournament.
Payne would never do that. And
Rest, rest, rest
More
my
importantly,
guys.
Braden and TKR won't let him do that.
I know, but rest my guys.
So I think Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State are all going to show up to the Big Ten tournament like I want to win this. Out of those three, Michigan State's the deepest. Michigan State's the best. Michigan State's undefeated against the other two. So I agree with all your points on Illinois being the team here. My only thing is how much do Illinois players even care? I still don't know that I buy it. Like you're telling me Kasparis and Tomovicic are coming into the Big Ten tournament all like, oh, we got to win this one.
That's
I don't
that's
get those vibes.
yeah. That's very true. You need this might mean more to others.
Back to Bardo's points. Like those guys, I think are just coming like, oh, is this free vacation? Like what? Like I don't know. They're gonna feel like they're at EYBL again, right? Except none of those
Uh,
guys
This,
played EYBL.
this is in Indy, right? Or Chicago?
I think it's in Indy. I think.
It's in Indy?
I think.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, Purdue.
Ooh, Purdue.
All right. So formal prediction: who wins the Big Ten tournament?
Purdue.
I'm taking Michigan State. F this. I'm sick of pretending like this team isn't the best team here.
Okay.
And they're deep, they're built for a tournament like this. You're so deep, you're not going to get tired.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm taking Michigan State. To the Big 12. Who do you got?
Oof. I don't want to go all chalky. Give me Texas Tech
Why?
because I think that team fully healthy will have a little bit more motivation. Also, like I think they're a team that's going to be playing for some seeding. Unlike Houston, they'll probably have a 1 seed wrapped up no matter what they do. My picks would be Texas Tech or BYU. So they would go with Texas Tech in this one. I think they got the better player.
I'm going to go BYU. I think they are the hottest team. And Texas Tech's injury stuff doesn't make me feel like they're going to come to the Big 12 tournament wanting to win it. BYU's really deep too, and they could run 10 guys in and out.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, to the SEC.
I'm gonna go with Bama.
Really?
I'm gonna go with Bama. Classic here. I came away impressed with Bama, even in a loss at Tennessee. Um, I think that Mark Sears is starting to play better basketball, which means a lot for this team. And we talk about depth with the other teams and what that means for them in the conference tournament. It's been a long SEC season, a very grueling one. I think that Bama can utilize their depth a lot in this tournament, in a tournament setting too, where they're going to be playing, quick turnarounds and things like that.
Here's my counter to that. I think you got to pick a team that you feel can beat Auburn. I don't think Alabama can beat Auburn.
Are you picking my Gators?
I'm picking your Gators.
Picking my Gators. All
We've
right.
seen Florida beat Auburn.
Who are you?
We've seen Florida beat Auburn. I think they have the guard depth to win a tournament like this because they have Clayton, Martin, and Aberdeen. They can sprinkle those guys in and out, and Richard. They have the
They
front court depth. You could go Condon, you could go to Haw, you could go to Handlot. Like they can play different versions of themselves. I like it.
Do you call Thomas Hogg to Hog?
Haw.
Haw. I thought you called him Taha with his T in front of it.
No, Thomas Haw.
Thomas Haw.
It's Haw.
Haw.
It's Haw.
Ha
To
ha.
the ACC, I got Duke.
Yeah, Duke.
I think Duke's going to try to throw this and still win.
I hope they don't play this tournament.
Don't say that.
Sorry, 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 sorry.
Oh, you
Sorry,
just
sorry.
did.
Sorry.
No.
My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Big East.
Saint, it's only two teams, either St. John or it's Villanova.
Why? Why those two teams?
I don't know if Nova's for sure in yet, but there's nothing more Big East than a team that hasn't been good all year making a run in the Big East tournament. And Eric Dixon's a guy. Like Eric Dixon sets the scoring record to lift the Big East title for Kyle Neptune.
He is a guy. I see Villanova as the team that loses first round that's supposed
Mm,
to like make the run.
mm.
Yeah. I don't want any part of Neptune in March. I want to take UConn.
What?
Don't you feel like it's way more likely they make the legacy postseason run in this tournament instead of in the NCAA tournament?
They're gonna make a run, right? It's just when is it gonna happen?
Hurley is more likely to Hurley against a league full of bad teams than he is against the best teams in the country in the NCAA tournament.
Imagine if UConn won the Big East tournament, the content that would come post that.
I feel like UConn wins the Big East tournament and then Hurley just disappears into the night and loses to like a six seed in the NCAA tournament.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can see it.
One big thing presented by us. What do you got?
So my one big thing today, I want to shout out an organization, a party that I don't think gets enough credit. And it's the local public libraries. I think local public libraries are an amazing thing to have. I think I'm noticing that as I walk into fatherhood. So there's a Friday story time at the Ferndale Public Library. Son loves it, wife loves it. They go, they read stories. There's other kids there, mothers, things like that. This summer, one of the things I'm looking forward to is I'm going to take a morning from recording and I'm going to go to story time every one Friday because I think it'd be a good thing to do. But last story time, wife slash son, they were making bead bracelets and they made me this. It's a little bead bracelet here. Says Leon on it. Shout out to my seed. And you know what? I'm never taking this thing off unless someone breaks it or steals it from me.
Wow. I love that for you. That's very nice.
That's my guy.
My one big thing is I'd like you to know that my bracelet with my daughter's name on it is way cooler than your bracelet with your son's name on it.
Where'd that come from?
It was a Christmas gift.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who got that for you?
I'm really bad at showing this. My wife did.
Yeah, I know Mal's game.
What does that mean?
I saw the Instagram ad for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Never share secrets. Don't show them how the cookies are made.
If my son and your daughter fought, who would win?
Your son.
Really? He can't like Murph's like two, isn't she?
Oh, you mean like right this second?
Yeah,
That's actually a funny hypothetical.
yeah.
Um,
Because I feel like Murph actually wouldn't hit him, and I think Leon could maybe catch her slipping because he's pretty good like on the groundwork right now.
yeah, does Leon like bite or anything?
No, he has no teeth.
So how would he go about attacking Murph?
Roll at her ankles.
She's got really clumsy balance
Does
right
she? Okay,
now.
yeah. So he might hit her with he can roll with the best of
But
them.
here's the issue. She's huge. So if he rolled and she fell, she would fall on top of him and destroy him. That's the issue. She's huge.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Like you basically you would need Leon to like undercut her and have her like almost knock herself out by falling on something. That would be the way.
Okay. All
But
right,
I
so
don't see that happening.
edge the Murph right now.
Yeah, I'd set the line like Murph minus 600 right now. But this is kind of like the old LeBron thing. Like, at what age would LeBron get so old that he could beat you?
I'm like looking at Leon. I'm like, man, he's 5 months old right now. This fucker is not gonna go on much longer.
Yeah, like at what age would Leon beat Murphy's ass? I feel like it's when Leon turns two.
I was gonna say 7.
Because you got to think Murph's what, four by the time Leon's two, and she's gonna be big girl at four too.
Right. That's very true. Yeah, I feel like that's safe.
Now I want to up the number a little bit.
Could we set something up for when he turns 2 and Murph turns 4?
Yeah.
Like
What are we calling it?
a sanctioned fight.
A sanctioned fight.
Yeah, nothing, everything by the book, nothing dirty, but like a good old fashioned brouhaha.
Now I don't want to be like gender biased here, but I feel like in order to even this out long term, your second needs to be a girl and my second needs to be a boy.
And then they fight.
Yeah, like it's we constantly pair. Like you have one boy versus girl, and I have one boy versus girl.
Okay, deal.
Okay. All right. I look forward to this.
If Michigan State's in San Antonio, I'll tell you one thing that mother gonna be set up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Murph's been doing crunches with me for 10 minutes a night for 3 months.
You do crunches at night?
Yeah. See you tomorrow, folks.